Okay, this is my first attempt at a video for you guys. You've asked me to show reminders of how to do things and whatnot, so here you go. I just go over the products that I use in this. I always use Michaels Value Pack cards. I'm going to be using Sizzix embossing folder, a paper tray, Tag It number 8 series stamp set just for the sentiment, the Probacraft snowflake die, Tim Holtz snowflake die, the magnetic. I have some Close to Your Heart fibers that I'm going to use, and some rub-ons, and of course dimensionals and glue and all that stuff, but it's going to be a faux letterpress. And I know you guys have done this. Just going to do this as a reminder. The series that I'm making is going to be on Christmas cards. I tend to go with a lot of snowflakes and snowmen because they're my favorite, but I will try to broaden my horizons. I don't keep track of what papers I use. They usually just get thrown in a bin. So if I know the name of the papers that I'm using, I will tell you, but otherwise just use what you got on hand. It doesn't have to be snowflakes, it could be anything. On all embossing folders, the company name is the side that's going to be raised when you do this. So this is the side that you ink. You always ink with a water-based ink, not a permanent-based ink. Distressed inks, the Stampin' Up! Inks, the paper tray inks, they're all water-based. They will all work fabulously. So I'm just going to open it and rub the ink around. This is tumbled glass. It's a nice light blue. I don't dab it because of the square. You get the lines, so I just kind of rub it. Nice thin layer all over. Then I'm going to take, there's my card, but, just a little bit larger or smaller than the card front. And I'm going to set it inside. I want the smooth side, I don't want this textured side. And I'll be right back because I'm going to run through my machine. Super easy, super cool, pretty blue background, white snowflakes. That is what is called faux letter pressing. So quickly, I already pre-cut out this big snowflake. Oh, I didn't even show you the original card. I'm a bad host. This is what we're going for here. So, set this off to the side. Going to punch out the big snowflake that I pre-cut earlier so you didn't have to hear the machine twice. I have white paper that I rubbed the ink directly onto. I used the texture side on this one, and I rubbed the ink directly onto the paper so that the blue snowflake would match the blue background. You can do pretty much anything like that with the ribbon. Ribbon. You can do it with ribbon, you can do it with paper. Stamping blue on blue is actually pretty cool, red on red. I'm going to take my dimensionals. And I like these squares, but I prefer Stampin' Up! Ones. But these are easier to cut to me, and I wish they actually made them half sizes. And I'm just going to stick some on here. Maybe get down in. Kind of going with every other flake, stem, leg, or limb. I don't know. bigger one, I don't go crazy because it's got to go over the twine that we got to wrap around the card. But you do want it to be secure. You don't want it to fall off when they open it. And this is tedious. This is the unattractive part of making a video. All the... Okay. I'm going to take my twine, set this to the side. If I can find the end. What I like to do with my twine is I start on the front and I go across it so that I have plenty to tie with. I'm not a big bow maker. I wrap it a few times, and then when it comes out the back, I leave a long strand for tying on that side as well. I'm not a big bow maker. I'm not very good at it, so I tend to go with twine and fibers because I can do those. I'm just going to pull it over and tie a knot with this kind of fiber. A bow wouldn't, you wouldn't even notice a bow anyway. So I'm going to tie it up. Now, on the original card, it has a little tag, a little sentiment on it. Here's my little tag. And yes, rub-ons, your favorite. Sticker will work, a stamp will work, anything will work. I just happen to have these. They're old and I want to use them up. And so that's why I'm using them. Just trying to get rid of it. Nice and easy, smooth it back down. Take my little joy sentiment that I got out of the paper tray. Stamp him up and stick him right at the bottom. And I'm just going to tie him on here. If I can get him threaded, good. Sometimes you need help. Yeah, this is going to take me forever. It's live TV, folks. Let's go this way. I have done this card 3 times, and every time that I did it before, it slid right in without any problems. I actually turned the video on and gonna go live, then I have issues. Man, he is not going. Got it. Finally. Sorry. I'm just going to tie a knot and tie him on. He ain't going nowhere now. And kind of fluff him around. Sometimes I put tape on the back, sometimes I don't, but I like to spread the fibers out. So this time I just didn't. I just wrapped it around. I'll separate them. You can see them a little better. They can really fluff up. Take all these little pieces off all these dimensionals. Also another long process. And stick him on. That's all I ever do. I don't really glue them down unless they're heavy, like a button or something. But if it's something really lightweight, I don't. Now that I got the front of it done, and I'm sorry it's taking this so long, when I attach it to the card, I don't like to use my tape runner because it smushes down all the embossed areas where you run the tape runner. So I'm just going to use good old Martha Stewart glue. And I don't put a lot on because if I do, I'll be wearing it. It'll be in my hair, on my face, on all my clothes. I am terrible with the glue, so I'm just going to put a snort on it. And I try very hard to line them up because y'all know I'm always crooked. Always crooked. If it wasn't crooked, then you know I didn't make it. And I don't know what this red is. Must have come off the machine. There. But there you have it. Just a little faux letter pressing on the background. Yay. I'm done. And I will be back with something else.